Is up, Mason Gang, and welcome to a brand new project. This is actually probably going to be a series here on the Mason Gang episode because this is going to take some time. Because we're about to remodel the outside of one of our Hopkins buildings. You guys have already seen that cool building with the co-working space. But no, that's not going to be the building we're remodeling this time around. We're actually remodeling one down the street. But there's no parking over there for me to unload this beauty. Hello, scissor lift. Only goes about 20 feet, but it's nice and small so it can fit on a sidewalk. We'll be able to use it for a week or so because we have plenty of work to do on the front side of that building. And eventually we're gonna have to get an even bigger lift to go higher and higher and higher, which will be interesting. I don't know how we're gonna make that work. But yeah, this lift, 20 foot, actually it's a 19-foot scissor lift. And I wanna show you something else. This is called an elevator trailer. So how it works is, once you turn it on here, you can actually start putting it down after you take this lever, latch, you push it. Oh my goodness, just a sec. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it with just one hand. Got it unlatched. You can see this, I couldn't get unlatched with one hand because I had to hit that toggle at the same time. But that toggle just starts making the whole trailer go down flush with the ground, which is so cool, so nice, such an easy thing to drive off of. But let me actually tell you about this project quick. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna redo the whole outside of this building. We actually had shutters, or we still have shutters on some of these. I only tore down those. Around these windows here, we're gonna do like a brick facade, and it's gonna be like a veneer that kind of encompasses and circles the windows. Just gonna look cool. We're gonna change up the colors just a little bit. It's gonna be pretty similar, but we're gonna do a little different color up on top, so there's some differentiation in the style. And then as we walk towards the front, we're actually gonna redo the whole veneer. Actually, I should say facade, sorry. Need to work on my terminology. We're gonna take down the whole top of this facade here. And we're gonna do that because we're gonna do awnings. Kind of nice, cool awnings. Then we're gonna take this facade, sorry, truck, and this wood facade here, you can see it all the way across the front. We're gonna wrap it around the side of the building, at least to this corner here, because then it's just a little more uniform and it goes further around the building. Then we're gonna have to repaint this entire thing, because you can see up at the top, it's actually breaking down quite a bit, and that's a real bummer. And then the last thing we have to do, well, besides paint this enormous building that we have here, I've never painted a building this big, but we figured, what do we have going on right now? Why not just try to do it ourselves, which might be more than we expected, because this whole backside is in some rough shape. And that's gonna be a lot of work to get that all done. We're gonna paint all of these stairs again. We're gonna paint this whole section over here. We have to paint the walls after we power spray the whole thing. And if that wasn't enough, this whole left side, the whole east side of the building is going to be a real challenge. Because when you look at this side of the building, oh my gosh, it's hard to reach with all of the buildings connected to it. But we have to do this whole thing. We have to tear down that chimney up there, which is about 35, 40 feet high, because, well, it's falling apart in the middle. And because there's really a very limited access to reaching that, I actually had to go to United Rentals yesterday and get an 80-foot lift. Yeah, an 80-foot lift. That weighs about 35,000 pounds. They deliver it on a semi, and it's gonna be a monster. But I'm hoping that helps me actually reach the building. I'm not doing this by myself, by the way. I'm doing it with my godfather. He's one of my dad's best friends, and we actually worked on our other building together. He's an actual contractor, and he makes sure I do things right. But what we're actually gonna start with today is redoing the windows. And by redoing the windows, I mean we're gonna kind of take off the paint and put a, here we go, we're gonna put a triple thick peel stop paint on there so we can actually prevent some of the peeling prior to painting it the actual color. Oh, hey window. Yeah, I mean, this lift is nice, but the scissor lift is kind of scary, mainly because it shakes a whole lot when you're up here. Like, look at this. As I walk just a little bit, you can see it shaking back and forth, and that's kind of scary when your base is so small and you're 20 feet above the ground. Anyways, I already kind of did this window, so what I need to do with all of these windows is I take a scraper. I use this scraper. Man, it's really wiggly up here. And I actually go up and down on the wood and I get all the loose paint off. And then I'll actually come back after and take that paint peel stopper and I'll actually paint this whole window. And then we'll let that dry and then we'll do the actual coat of paint. So today I'm gonna try to get all these windows done and get all those shutters off. Day one is complete. It is in the books. I realize there's no power outside over here, so I don't know if you can see it parked way in the distance. Yeah, luckily we have outside power in our other building, so I had to bring it down there. But with day one in the books, I definitely realized this is going to be a heck of a project. The only thing I got done in 8 hours are those windows all the way across there. I coated them twice with that paint. I took off these signs, which wasn't that hard, surprisingly. Just the windows took me forever. And I didn't even get around the corner to these windows yet. That's gonna be my project for tomorrow. Essentially, what I learned after day one is this is gonna be quite a project. Quite a project indeed. Good morning, Mason gang. So we made some progress this morning. We have finished the windows across the front of the building. I pulled down the Hopkins dance sign over there, but I still got to do all of these. But for the moment, I decided why not switch it up a little bit. Mainly because here in Minnesota, it's 80 right now, and it's not usually 80 in September. And today I have to get a little wet. And I have to get a little wet today because I need to take that power sprayer down there and I need to spray this entire side of our building. That's gonna take a while because you can see here we have parts of the paint peeling off, we have parts of the brick crumbling, falling apart. We have to get all of this stuff out of here before we paint it. So today is gonna be a long day of getting wet. So we've definitely made some progress, but it's taken a long time. And to be frank, the building isn't looking very good. There's a lot of paint that we took off of this building. And you can see the brick is in some rough shape. So that's gonna be a lot of tuck pointing in there. You can also see we took down the signage. I don't know if we're gonna use those letters or the signs on the side of the building, but this is gonna be a completely different design up here by the time we're done with it. And I'm actually here at 6:30 because, well, We got to get this thing down before people start walking the streets. So that ends the first episode of renovating a massive commercial building with only 2 guys, part 1. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of the Mason Gang. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.